The single leg Romanian deadlift is one of the best exercises you can do as a runner to improve your running form. In this video, I'm going to show you 4 progressions of the Romanian deadlift you can use to optimize your form and run your best. Hey runners, I'm Dr. Kevin Vandy, physical therapist and running specialist with Competitive Edge Physical Therapy. My team and I put out these videos because we want to reduce running injuries worldwide and help runners perform their best, so thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get more of our videos. So what's so special about the Romanian deadlift? Well, number one, it's a single leg drill. And with running, you're always on one foot. You're never on 2 feet. So as a runner, you need to practice single leg drills to get the most out of your training outside of running. The other thing that's special about the single leg Romanian deadlift is if you do it right, it almost exactly mimics the running form. So there's a great transfer of the skills you build doing the single leg Romanian deadlift drill in a gym, and then being able to take that skill and do it when you're running. And there's a lot of variations you can use to challenge your glute, your quad, your calf, or your foot, and I'm going to show you those progressions today. So let's dive into the exercises. So the first exercise I'm going to show you today is the basic single leg Romanian deadlift. You're going to stand on one foot so your other leg is up in the air. And then what you're going to do, you're going to put a slight bend in your knee. You're not going to bend as if you're squatting, and you're not going to keep your leg fully straight. You're going to bend it slightly. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to have your arms out in front of your legs. Your back leg is going to be fully extended behind you, and then you're going to hinge over your hip to the point where your body's parallel. You'll feel a pull in your hamstring and in your glute. You want to keep your abdominal muscles tight and your back flat, and then you're going to squeeze your glute and drive up into a standing position. Let me show you that again from the front view. So slight bend in the knee, back up, the upper leg glute turned on, abdominal muscles held in control, slight bend in the knee, and then you're going to hinge over your hip till your body is parallel, and then you're going to squeeze your glute and hamstring and rise up. Here it is from the side view so you can see it. So here, glute squeezed, slight bend in the knee, abdominal muscles tight, and then you're going to hinge over your hip. Again, this is right here, your hip is the pivot point. You're going to hinge around your hip till you're fully level. If you can't get to this point, that's okay. Go as far as you can. Again, you'll feel it in your hamstring and glute. Drive through here and pull yourself up into standing. That is the basic Romanian deadlift. Now, let's get into the progressions. The first progression that I give all my runners is adding weight to the drill, but holding the Romanian deadlift position. The reason is it activates your hamstring, your glute. It gets to engage your core both in a static and rotational dimension, and it helps you to learn the full depth of the Romanian deadlift position. It also helps with foot stability, which is important if you're a trail runner and important if you're dealing with Achilles or plantar fasciitis. So it has multiple benefits. Let me show you how it looks. So taking a weight, 8, 10, 15 pounds, whatever works best for you, you're going to stand, for me, I'll stand on my left leg, but the weight is going to be in my opposite hand, on my right hand. From there, same starting position as the regular Romanian deadlift. You're going to slightly bend your knee, come down into a parallel position. But now here's where we add the dimension. So this hamstring's engaged, glute's engaged, the opposite glute is engaged, but then you're going to keep your core tight, shoulder blades pinched together, and you're going to row with your opposite hand. Now, what that does is your body wants to rotate. So your core muscles and your glute have to engage, and your hamstring have to engage to keep you in a neutral position. Shoulders and hips aligned. So doing a row with the Romanian deadlift really builds the endurance of your posterior chain muscles, hamstring and glute, even your calf, on the stance leg. Here it is on the other side. Right leg, slight bend in the knee, hinge over the hips. The other piece, be sure not to rotate your pelvis. Keep it straight. Core tight, and row. Do as many as you can until you feel fatigue in your core or in your leg. In the next variation of the Romanian deadlift, we're going to get dynamic. What do I mean by that? We're actually going to move through the running form as we go through the Romanian deadlift exercise. This is a great drill if you want to work on your running form, you want to work on your balance, your symmetry, left side to right side. It works well for many, many things. This is how it looks. I'm going to show you from the side view. So again, same starting position of all the other drills, but now what you're going to do is you're going to keep the movement fluid. So again, glute tight, leg straight, core tight. You're going to hinge over your hip, get to a parallel level, but then bring your other leg up to 90 degrees, elbow up to 90 degrees, and then back into the position. Bring your opposite arm forward and drive up. Now, this requires a lot more stability. This requires a lot more coordination. But as you can see, it has a very similar look to an exaggerated running form. So there's some coordination, balance, strength. It works really, really well. As you get good, you can add some speed to this. So you can be in position and you can really add dynamic motion to that drill. Again, running happens fast, 180 steps a minute. So anytime you can add speed into the drill, it can work really well. Have fun with it. Work some music into it, add some, again, speed, dynamics. You can even do it with a weight, but the dynamic runner drill is an excellent progression of the Romanian deadlift. This next drill I'm going to show you is one of my favorites. It takes the last drill we just did, the Romanian deadlift runner, and it adds some resistance to it. You can use as much resistance or as little resistance as you want, but the idea is you want to have something to pull against to increase the load on your hamstring, glute, and calf, and core to really drive the value out of this exercise. You can start off slow and work your way to doing this fast to again have a better transfer into running itself. This is how it looks. You're going to use a TheraBand, Superband, whatever you have that can be about chest level or below. You don't want it to go higher, so where I have it right at chest level works for me. So just like the weighted Romanian deadlift, you're going to hold the band in the opposite side of whatever leg you're standing on. Similar starting position, slight bend in the knee. But now what you're going to do, I like to start, just for simplicity, again, there's some coordination here. I like to start in the upright running position. 90 degrees at the elbow, 90 degrees at the hip and knee, band pulled in. If this is hard for you, you can just stay here and row if this is a difficult balance position. Similarly, you can come into the depth position here and you can just row this way if you're looking for a easier bridge into the drill I'm going to show you. Now the full drill looks like this. So start in the upright position, 90-90 core tight. As you release your swing leg back behind you, you're also going to release your arm like this until the band and your leg are parallel. Again, slight bend, the work is really here in the stance leg, hamstring, and glute. Shoulders stay over hips, and then you're going to drive up into position. Reach back out, controlled, extend your arm and your leg, drive up. As you get good, you can add fluid motion to the banded deadlift, single leg deadlift runner. Again, add as much speed as you like, add as much resistance as you like. The goal here is fluid, dynamic, challenging motion to a single leg running specific drill. In the final progression of the Romanian deadlift, I'm really going to challenge your balance. So if you don't do much balance work, most adults don't, after we're kids when we're bouncing on beams and rocks and all sorts of stuff, we just kind of stop doing it as adults. But why shouldn't we do it? Balance is one of the things that, for trail runners, you might roll an ankle. For distance runners, you might not have the control on a single leg that you need. This is a great way to improve that. So I like to use a dense foam block. You can get it from Amazon or your local PT center, or you can use a pillow, you can use a rolled up yoga mat, whatever works best for you to create some instability on your foot and ankle. So standing right in the middle of the block, you can do it with shoes off as well. If that helps you feel the balance in your foot better, great, start there. But same drill. Starting upright, so now you see my leg and foot are really trying to balance on this foam block. That's okay. If you need to have a fingertip on a counter, do that as well. But you're gonna go through the full Romanian deadlift dynamic runner. And if you want to pause at the top and let your ankle get some balance, great. And then if you want to pause at the bottom and really let your hip, quad, and foot work, that's great too. As you can see, sometimes you need a little foot tap, but you're going to go through the full motion, really working to control your foot, ankle, knee, and hip. Again, a great dynamic single leg drill for road runners, trail runners, anybody looking to get great symmetry between their left and right leg and to feel confident while running. So those are my favorite progressions of the single leg Romanian deadlift. I've given them to runners for years. They're challenging, they're fun. They take a really great exercise. They spice it up a bit to keep things interesting so your running training outside of running doesn't get boring. Hey guys, drop a comment below. Have you done the Romanian deadlift? And if so, do you have any other progressions you like that I can add to a video later? Be sure to let me know. Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning into the video. Be sure to check out this video here on the Bulgarian split squat, another great single leg running drill that can improve your running form. Until next time guys, train smarter and perform better.